All right, welcome back, and thank you for joining us here on News Nation as we're covering this breaking news in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. So, as we've been reporting, there was this SWAT operation that was being conducted about 2 miles away from Nancy's house tonight. There was also a traffic stop that was conducted in conjunction with that. We have gotten word 3 people have been detained. There was 1 woman, 1 man at the house, 1 at the traffic stop. We have this exclusive video we were showing before of the traffic stop where it appears it's a white van. The reason that might matter, talked about it before, is that there were reports that a white van was seen in Nancy's area leading up to her disappearance. Don't know if that's why this was the stop. We don't have a lot of information, I'll be completely honest, but I'll tell you what we do have. Brian Enton was on the ground there. Let me tell you, he was the first one there. He was actually within the perimeter for quite some time. He was actually moved back, and when he was moved back out of the perimeter, he told us 10 cars, about 10 FBI cars showed up. So this appeared to be a SWAT operation from Pima County, but then you have this joint operation with the FBI. You are seeing forensic trucks showing up. You are seeing the collection of evidence. And also, I will let you know that Brian was told this operation, this search, pursuant to a search warrant, is going to last several hours. We don't know what's going to come of this. We saw something similar earlier in the week. We don't know if this will see the similar situation here where someone will be detained and ultimately released again. But this is coming on a day where we learned a lot more information about DNA being collected at Nancy Guthrie's house. We learned more about gloves being collected. They're seemingly trying to identify the items of clothing being worn by the suspect. So as soon as we get more information, we will. And I will also let you know, although there were early reports about a press conference that was going to be held, that is not happening. We are waiting for a written statement from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. As soon as that comes out, I'll make sure to bring it in. I've been talking to law enforcement, lawyers all night. I want to get some different perspective. I want to bring on my friend Gigi McKelvey, host of the podcast Pretty Lies and Alibis. She was on Jesse Weber Live with me earlier in the week because you and I were talking about how in this investigation, right, the public can be a massive help. They're asking neighbors to look for footage. They're asking the public, do you see this guy? I mean, I had a sketch artist earlier on who said, this is who I think it is. Right now, with all of this going on, what is social media looking like?
Oh man, it is a zoo, Jesse. It is wild. But I will tell you, in the beginning, we all were a little skeptical that is this going to be a repeat of what happened when they detained the suspect, just earlier this week. But
wasn't even a suspect. Wasn't even a suspect. Yeah.
Right. The person, the person of interest, or the detainee. I don't even know they called him a person of interest, but it just felt different tonight, Jesse. The larger presence, the staging. You guys have brought it all night long. We had Brian Enton there just keeping us updated. And so people love Brian and they know his reporting. So as he was saying this, they're staging here. The seriousness really set in that this might be the night we get some answers after 13 days, almost 14 now, of waiting to hear anything about Nancy, people just hoping she's okay, all the while trying to be realistic about things, but really just grateful that it seems like we've made some significant progress, especially since that DNA was found in the house and obviously was sent for testing. We'll see if that's related to this, but some pieces started to fit a little better tonight, Jesse, and the internet definitely is responding. I've been live, and I tell you, I've had the largest audience tonight with a lot of opinions, but mostly just a lot of love and prayers for Nancy and the Guthrie family.
There's a ton of people that are invested in this. And yes, you're talking about the mother of a celebrity, a national TV anchor, of course. But at the same time, this is an 84-year-old woman. She is beloved by that family. You watch any of those videos with Savannah and her siblings, it's heartbreaking. You even look at the video of Savannah earlier this week. It is difficult to watch. And as you're seeing the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns of this case, I mean, your heart breaks for them. Let me ask you this. As this investigation is progressing, and I like to use that word progressing, it makes me feel optimistic about what we're seeing. Whether it's, I mean, was it social media that helped to even identify some of the items that are worn by that suspect in the video?
Yeah, I have to say, Jesse, a lot of people I saw identified the backpack and the jacket really quickly, actually. People love to feel like they're helping. And we know in the Gabby Petito case, it was somebody who was just aware of the news and was very vigilant and really gave them the break they needed. And even in just saying tonight, hey, I think when we get validation that this backpack was from Walmart or this jacket was from here, a lot of people are going to be right, I think, because they'll point out the similarities. There's a lot of smart people out there, Jesse. I think a lot of people miss their calling. I'll tell you that, because I've seen some great discoveries in the still photos and shadows and just the different areas that people are so good in that are just very vast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's good to hear that you're seeing this outpouring of support for the Guthrie family. There's obviously, there's obviously trolls out there who, try to exploit it for whatever purpose they do. But, look, I think the public here is going to be key. When you're talking about so many leads and so many tips, did you get any word from people that follow you? Hey, I called into the sheriff's office. I called into the FBI. I found something. I saw something. Whether it's people how many people in Arizona do you see are actually looking into this and are in the area and saying, I know Nancy, I know this area, and are submitting information?
I've had a lot of listeners from Arizona who have reached out that were very familiar with the area, that had seen Nancy around town. Not really any tips, really just more theories that, I say if you feel very strongly about it, but do remember, make sure it's a valid tip, because they're overwhelmed. Clearly, 13,000 tips after that video was put out, or probably more. But yeah, I've had a lot of theories emailed to me, but nobody that really had anything where I would say you definitely need to call. But people do mean well. And at the end of the day, people want to help. Even if it's just from the comfort of their home, people want to feel like they're doing their part. And it could be as simple as retweeting her photo. And, I'm really
Yeah.
interested if in fact these people are detained and eventually arrested, and their faces are made public, are we going to start to get more people that say, I remember seeing this or that person here? This is probably the beginning of another saga. If we have resolution tonight, this is not the end of the story. This is really just the beginning.
I mentioned it before. You have to believe that law enforcement is interviewing neighbors of the people that were just detained and what they saw and who are they, and how long they've had this property under surveillance, the car under surveillance. Hopefully we get more information. Gigi McKelvey, thank you. Always appreciate it.